We're the only show in America that has an in-house psychotherapist.
Because we need it.
Because we need it. Jill Payne, member of the American Association of Psychotherapy, good friend of our show. We missed her last week. She joins us on Wednesdays via Skype from Cuckoo HQ. What is up, girlfriend?
A lot. So I was going to talk about how come good people do bad things, and then you were mentioning about the FBI. So I don't know what do you want to talk about, because so much is going on.
You know what? Let's walk back a second. We were looking at that miserable women rally of gals who obviously they were never told they were special by their fathers. This is why they're out there when they were little babies. So now they're out there and they're holding up signs that say F, F, F. But one of them interviewed, her sign said kill Trump, kill Pence, which there's got to be a wiring issue when you dislike someone so much you want to, A, think to yourself, boy, I hope they die. 2, talk about it. Now it's outside. You talk about it. But 3, hold up a sign in public. Jill Payne, what the hell is wrong with these alt-lefters, these liberals?
Well, so I keep bringing up this groupthink, and this astronaut has this quote, and I like it. It says, "None of us is as dumb as all of us." And then
I like that. None of us is as dumb as all of us.
Dumb as all of us. And I have been talking about this to my clients, because when they come in, we do individual therapy. When you do group, it's amazing what happens in groupthink. And I was talking to you before we got on on radio, and I was talking about the challenge.
I don't know, what do you call it? I don't even know what you call it when we got on whatever this thing is, but I got it.
Hey, listen, it's my age. I won't tell you what birthday's coming up. I'm still turning 29. There we go. Good. So the Challenger exploded. And so groupthink started. Groupthink's been going on since we've been born. They found out about it because of the Challenger and the explosion that happened when they were together talking about should they go up and what the blah, 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 blah. So there were a few of them, of course, that said, something's wrong here. Don't do it. They listened to the politics that were going on in the group, and they listened to most of the people and said, just like we talked about, well, gosh, they're my colleagues, so, maybe they know better, or I don't want to be an outcast, which Trump doesn't care if he's an outcast. Matter of fact, that motivates him, and that is how come he decided to, put the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem, and he did the address with the March for Life, things that normal political people that are presidents don't do. So because of this, people that get in groups, it's really interesting. Their momentum gets up and they lose their individuality, and they start doing things that are either fun, like maybe doing high fives at games. You do high fives to strangers, you do the wave. Well, when they get in groups such as what you're talking about and saying F word and all this, well, if someone else does it and they're that person, I can do it. So
but is it,
there you go.
Jill Payne, our in-house psychotherapist, to see women, especially, obviously if guys have a foul mouth at a football game, there's something where you go, that's a dude. But when you see women in their 40s and 50s and 60s, and you wonder, how miserable is your life? And how what's my daddy didn't tell you were pretty, to use F words and have F on your sign. Isn't there a little voice that says you shouldn't do this in public? Isn't there?
Your morals go out the window, Sam. It's interesting. If you met that woman outside of that group, she would probably be totally different. It's the group think, and I want all your peeps out there to look up groupthink, because it can be very dangerous. And that's the reason, to me, Trump is very unique. He can take it. Not only does he take it, it motivates him. And so it's interesting.
That's an excellent point. So normally they wouldn't do the woman who did the F and calling for an assassination of the president would never do that, just stand outside by yourself, but with a group. Hang on, let's continue our conversations. That should be your next article. And show the picture of these just miserable gals with their F signs and assassination signs. Hang on, I want to continue our conversation. Jill Payne's our in-house psychotherapist, joining us via Skype. Very insightful stuff. Let me get back to our good friend, in-house psychotherapist Jill Payne, member of the American Association of Psychotherapists. Boy,
I don't have my thing back here.
I know your sign isn't there. See, okay, so I cheat. She's on Skype. We put her on TV when we do the show, and there's a big sign behind her, and I'm able to read that sign because, look, I can't remember everything. So all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, what does it say? Anyway. So
it's going to come back.
We went into the break, and Jill's, we're the only morning show in America with an in-house psychotherapist. And I opened up in the last break by going, these miserable gals who went to this Fabicina march on Saturday or something, who, by the way, all supported the sexual predator Bill Clinton and whose industry supported Harvey Weinstein. But anyway, had horrible language on their signage. F, Trump, kill Trump. I mean, and I was asking Jill about that, our in-house psychotherapist, and you were great. You said, what was that quote from the astronaut? We're not all as dumb as we are together or something?
And none of us is as dumb as all of us.
So it's not so people wouldn't normally hold up signs like that, F.
Right.
President.
So I wanted to give a quick analogy of a group of people getting together, maybe had a few drinks, and they say, hey, man, let's all get some tattoos on our faces. And then, hey, that's a good idea. So you go get tattooed on your face. And then you know what? After you're not in your group anymore and those people move to Florida and all this, you're left with a tattoo on your face and you have some regrets. And so groupthink, that's a good example of groupthink.
No, you're probably right. Let's all get tattoos. And there's a guy who went to get it, or the gal on her face.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you get a tattoo, it's knock yourself out. It's not my cup of tea.
Right.
But I would probably want to hide it, so when you get dressed up. But when it's on the neck or the cheek or the eyebrow, you might not.
Yes, but if you're with a group and everybody's getting it on their nose, you don't want to be the outcast. You want to get it on your nose.
So when everyone's together, but somebody's got to start it.
Of course.
It's that
you
person.
just need one person.
That's amazing. In-house psychotherapist Jill Payne. Now let's get to the Schumer shutdown. Was a great embarrassment for the Democrats in that they did something that was, aside from the fact they embraced illegals over the military, which is horrible. But anyway, Chuck Schumer got blamed, and rightly so. He did a dumb thing. He could have taken the deal Friday, same deal. He didn't. He shuts down the government himself. It's all his fault. But he's not admitting it, right? He thinks it's a victory. Even CNN, MSNBC, alt-left, said he got bamboozled. He's a schmuck, whatever. And no, he can't see the truth. What is it when you can't see the truth? 99 people can see you're wearing a blue shirt. Hey, Jill, nice blue shirt. And you go, no, it's red. Like you won't admit. What is that? What's up with that? Can it be fixed?
Well, with Schumer, it's self-preservation, it's survival, and we all lie. They've done many studies. Most of us lie in a positive manner to make us look better or to make the other person look better. We do. And so
we lie. I never heard that. We lie in a positive manner.
We do. We will lie to make us look better. Oh. You might not call it a lie. They call it, quote, a white lie. I mean, it's... Yeah. Okay. And not all of us. Yes, all of us do it. Anyway, some more than others. So we have little ones and then we have big ones. So a little one would be an example. I don't know. Let's say you're on a diet. And so yesterday you had chocolate cake all day and you say to yourself, you know what? I still ate healthy because I only had a half a chocolate cake instead of a whole chocolate cake. So in my head, I still ate healthy. So I'm lying to myself because I ate half of a chocolate cake. Okay. A bigger lie would be that I had an affair. And so, you know what? That was a month ago, a year ago. And that really didn't happen. You start telling people, I'm morally good and I would never have an affair, and you don't admit to it and you say to yourself it didn't happen, and pretty soon you believe it didn't happen.
Because here, like the Chuck Schumer thing, like he shut the government down. It was an epic fail, and everyone knows you did it. In fact, Trump even called it the Schumer shutdown, and they're like, it was a big loss, and he's out there going, it was a great thing. we made progress.
Sure. So he's putting a spin on it to save face, self-preservation, and it's survival.
And that takes us to group think, Jill Payne, where people around him are going, yeah, it was a good thing.
There
right?
you go.
Versus going, hey, boss, that was a really dumb thing, embracing illegals over Marines.
Right. And it is groupthink because he is a leader, so they're going to look up to him. There's been studies done. There was one in Stanford where people changed roles and they were college kids, and it was done down in a basement. It was a jail scenario. There were inmates, and then there were the guards, and the guards became very abusive, and the inmates became very submissive. And they were just people like you and I. They were students. And so it's very interesting when you have a role, you become a certain person.
Interesting. All right. This is what, folks, and other radio programmers who monitor our show, this is why we became the first station in America, the first morning show to have an in-house psychotherapist. Where else are you going to peel the onion on that knucklehead Chuck Schumer? Our good friend Jill Payne, the sign's not behind her, but I'm going to, from memory, a member of the American Association of Psychotherapy, right?
Right.
I got it right. Okay. Our in-house psychotherapist and author, Jill Payne. Good.
So I just want people to remember that people aren't stupid. It's just when you get together, you lose your individuality and you're not thinking straight.
The way you would as an individual.
So you really need to have different types of people around. You need to be open to criticism. You need to work with diverse people and include members outside your group. And we all need to do it.
Love it. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and thank you for being on our show.
Thank you for having me, Sam.
See you
I missed you last week.
I know we missed it. She's, it's too busy for us. I'll see you next Wednesday.